Updata Analytics technical analysis capability is really second to none, which is why so many end users run Updata on top of their Bloomberg terminal, on top of Thomson Reuters Icon, and with over 100 different compatible sources, this really is the sort of becoming the industry standard in technical analysis. And that's emphasized by Updata winning Best Technical Analysis Platform 2015 for the fourth time. So if you want the best technical analysis you can find, you really won't look much further than Updata. And on this screen you can just see a whole series of technical tools, but in fact I'm going to just give you a walkthrough of the functionality. Now you can run Updata on multiple tickers. I'm just going to type in Apple. I'm going to start with Apple as a chart here. Uses all the same Bloomberg codes, and straight away you can see I've defaulted to a candlestick. Now within the Updata environment, this is the charts menu. If you change from different menus, this is the charts menu. We also have this quick bar which is on at all times, so even if you're on another menu you've always got access to these quick tools. So some of the tools that are available to you, new charts obviously, different chart types, so forward curves, scatter diagrams, yield curves, you can take out to printing. Also you can save a specific chart, or you can save a template, which is a series of analysis that you would use on other charts. So if you wanted to save trend lines and things, you would do that on a specific chart, because if I draw a trend line and it's specific to this chart, I want it saved on this chart. Meanwhile, if I do a moving average, by the way, all the keystrokes in Updata M is moving average. If I do a moving average, that I might want to apply to multiple charts. C clears all functions, and so we're back to a blank chart here. So that's the difference between save charts and templates, and then you can load these, and you can see that you will have previous save charts all available to you. So the key thing is that we just can look at some of the tools that we have here. So first thing is that these are the undo tools. These are also available up on your top toolbar, and you can add more up here if you wish. Copying to clipboard, that's a very popular function within Updata, of course. Copy the chart straight out to an email or a Word document. You can create really superb chart images. You can email the charts straight out or tag them to watch lists as well. But this is really where we start to get into the different functionality. So under this menu here, different types of charts. So you can have a straight bar chart, you can have a candlestick chart, you might want to go to a line chart. Pretty well any type of chart you might like to see. Updata's Ichimoku charts are the very best they are, with our books on the Ichimoku technique, the cloud chart books. Things like equivolume, so all sorts of different chart types are available to you. Candle volume, the sky really is the limit. Then of course Updata's point and figure charts are well known for being first class. You can actually just go straight to drawing a point and figure chart here, but what a lot of people do straight from a candlestick chart is Updata has this pre-programmed. You hold the shift key, press T, and it will produce all the trends and targets on any chart at the most appropriate box size. That's really popular. Of course I can access it here or down on this quick menu. I can even go as far as doing a log scale point and figure chart, and this is now a 1% point and figure chart, so the box size is actually varying in percentage terms. Updata really is the only software to do this. Trends and targets are all available to you there. Not only do we do the automated vertical counts, on here we can see we've also got automated horizontal counts, so you can do these either manually or automated if you just hover over the menu, so it's just automatically put those on. So a really powerful aspect of the Updata system. I tend to use this quick bar just to go back to the candles. In terms of other chart types, here is where most of the volume indicators are, so you can put on balance volume on. All of these charts are highly configurable, so you can just go on the chart, change the type of chart you want. You can do shading, All very straightforward, of course. This allows you to manipulate the charts any which way you want. And I should say also that there's zooming function, so you can zoom right in here. You can drag the chart around. You can, even if you hover over here, it will redock the chart back to where you started. You can even zoom in with these manual keys. There's lots of different ways to do things. It's really highly flexible in that regard. So this is where you would find most of the volume tools. Then if we go down, we see these are the Indexia tools. These are proprietary tools with an updater. If you don't want to see these dialogues, you just simply say don't ask again, and next time it will bring up a different, it will just bring up the dialogue again. So we can actually just do that now. If I bring up the market tracker this time, it doesn't do that. And you'll notice here that I can actually just hover over any part of the program, and I can actually just say, okay, let's change that one to a shorter one, and it changes live. So I've got a 10 and a 21 period. I can swap these over so that they're on different bars as well. So really quite critical there. And you can also, in Updater, you can do any chart of any chart. So if I click on this chart and do a moving average, I can do a moving average of this one. If I want to do the moving average on this chart, I just click on that chart and it will do the moving average of that. And you can go ad infinitum. Every time you go to do a chart, you'll be offered which chart you want to do the study on. So that's really a really powerful aspect as well. Lots of proprietary tools here in Indexia. Just show you a couple of them. If I show you the noise one, so the Indexia noise function will actually just move. See how it just takes the noise out? So this is one iteration of the noise. I can just keep going and doing that over and over. And there will be a keystroke for this as well. If I just go and just do the noise here again. If you want to know the keystrokes, just go to the settings, keystrokes, and if you go to the configure keystrokes, and if I go to Indexia noise, I can actually see what key it is. So Indexia noise is the N. So really simple. On this chart, if I just keep hitting N, you'll notice this now changing. So I can just clear the noise. This is with no noise. If I want to take the noise out, N, 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 and you'll see that it progressively there's less noise to be removed from the chart. So the noise function is quite a valuable one, and one that a lot of people like to use. If we look at other charts, relative strength normalized, and you can do this against any index. Here I'm going to use the S&P 500. It remembers the code, so SPX index. And I can do currency adjusted if it's in a different currency. Because I've done normalized, it's asking me from the beginning of the year, and so now I see that Apple has outperformed the S&P 500 by 15% since the beginning of 2015, but of course I can set it to any year I like. Then you can always do the analysis on the relative. It's always just the same as whether you do it on the relative or on the chart itself. So really powerful in that regard as well. Other indicators that we have, all the standard indicators that you'd expect to see. RSI, if we look further we can go to MACD histogram, and we see here that again, all highly flexible, and of course I can do any indicator of any indicator. So I could go and say do a moving average on this RSI. No real limits. This chart drop-down menu is another area where people do look for some of our more technical indicators. So here is where you see the whole list of everything that's available to you with an updater if you want to see the whole list of pre-programmed indicators. Things like market profile, wave charts, swing charts, Manhattan swing charts, they're all there. Some tools that are really popular, things like historic correlation, so you could see whether Apple has a strong correlation to the market, and this is a rolling 65-day correlation, and here we see the rolling historic correlation. Lots of different charts like that. Even things like seasonality, which you might want to go and apply on more things like commodities, but we'll do it here on this Apple chart for the sake of lots of different options here. And if we put the seasonality in, this is how Apple behaves across a normal year. I can just take that chart off, and so based on the previous 5 years weighted, this is how Apple should behave in the year ahead. Of course, this is more likely to apply to seasonal charts, and because the chart's just got off the top there, what I can do is just go back, dock it in, and it will put the chart back in the right place. So a lot of people using those different functions as and when they want, and you'll find all sorts of tools available to you. Things like stop losses. Updater has a whole series of optimized stops. So if you want to know what the best stops to use on Apple, 4.75% optimized is the best way to trade that. If you want to look at it from a best fit stop loss perspective to hold it across that period, then it will just best fit the data, and that's telling you you've got to live with around 11% volatility. And again, that's a very popular function within Updater. And these tools are all available over to you here. So here's all the various tools. I mean, trend lines, we have automated trend lines. We'll draw the trend lines on automatically for you. A lot of people like that function. Just horizontal lines, all there. Just grab another line, draw a parallel, all very quick and easy to use. And again, you see here all the different trend types, Fibonacci's, all there. So we could the retracements. I can just go and grab the tool here, draw the retracement, and really straightforward to put all these things on your chart. And I'm just using the C key to clear them off. All the different types of Bollinger Bands, pivot points, moving average channels, Donchian channels, really no limit to the functions that are available in Updater. If you are using Bloomberg, for example, you can even chart fundamentals data. So this fundamentals value is coming from the Bloomberg terminal, and that is a specific function to what is enabled within the data feed that you're using. So really quite key. That the compare function, this one used quite a lot. So you might want to put another chart on and compare. This chart is comparing two different charts. There's a whole series of different overlay options that you can use as well. Flipping the chart up the other way so you can just see it upside down. A lot of people like to do that just to remove their bias, and we can just unflip that chart again so we see it the right way up. All sorts of tools, so drawing tools, cycles, so you can see whether there's a cycle within in the Apple share price. Here we've locked it at 32, but you can easily just go and pick that cycle up and match up lows again. So just lots of simple tools like that are available to you within Updater. So really quite key there. There's a whole series of drawing tools as well, where you can put annotations and all sorts of things on your charts into presentations. Perhaps one of the big ones in Updater, if I just go F to change this, so if I look at, say, something like the UK stock market, one thing that's really popular within for most analysts are these market breadth tools, and there's a whole series of these advanced decline lines. And what this will do is it will take a predefined list. So if I want to go and grab the bullish percent tool, I go down and I find my UKX index members, and I will draw this as a line chart, and it will ask me if I want to go and get the data. So it's going through every FTSE 100 list historically, going through all the stocks, and it's looking at all the buy signals historically, and this one's buy and sell signals historically, to calculate the percentage that's bullish. So 69% of stocks are bullish, and we can go right back and see that over a long period of years. So this is just one market breadth indicator, but there's a whole series of those available to you in this market breadth drop down. More than that, Updater has indicator libraries in our custom coding section. There are indicators and trading strategy libraries with over 1,000 pre-written indicators. So you pretty well any indicator that you can ever think of that's been written about in a magazine or in a book, it's available to you in the Updater libraries. And because I have those indicators, I can just simply go and grab those and use them in the indicator library here. So for example, I've got all sorts of different types of indicators here, but if I look in my charts, these are all ones that I've already downloaded from previous. So this one here is just an example of an indicator, and there's all sorts of these. You can change the parameters on them, and that's that indicator there. So pretty well any indicator that you're ever likely to want to use, it will be in the Updater system. Over 1,000 indicators and trading strategies pre-programmed in the system there for you to download. So again, that's a really powerful aspect. If you want to change the time frames of your charts, that's very simple. There's weekly. You can see here, you can go right down to monthly, you can go daily, and then if you want to go right down to intraday, 60-minute charts, really key there as well. So you can just simply go and put the 60-minute chart up and see that as well. So really, Updater just covers the whole gambit. You can create your own custom charts from any multiple of charts. Really very, very straightforward. That just gives you a quick overview of the technical analysis capabilities within the Updater system. And really, once you get used to using it, you'll never look back because you start to use all these different analysis techniques. Really very powerful. Try it yourself today.